everyone, welcome to my library. My name is Melissa, and today I'm doing part 2 of my Christmas book haul. This one is specifically featuring my historical romances that I ended up acquiring over the course of December. So whether they were gifted to me or I bought them myself, these are the historical romances. So if you're interested in the historical fiction / family sagas section, and the other bookish items I acquired, like clothing, drinkware, that kind of thing, that's in the previous video. So definitely go check that out if that at all piques your interest. But let's just get started. So the first section will be my Civil War historical romances, which I did end up acquiring a lot of them, specifically through my historical romance advent calendar that I bought from Serafina, which I will feature her Instagram down below. She ended up sending me 25 historical romances / family sagas over in December for me to unwrap every day, and it was so fun. And so a lot of these were acquired through her, through that box. But let me just go through them. So the first one is one I've had my eye on for so long and I'm so happy to finally own, and that is Love and War by Patricia Hagen in this beautiful red sprayed edges edition. So this is the start of the Coltrane series, and I actually have the second one here as well. So this is called The Raging Hearts. So these are all stories of brothers, I believe Coltrane brothers, who fall in love with either the other side women, where I think they're Union soldiers and maybe she's part of the Confederacy, not exactly sure. but yeah, they're actually really thick for being historical, so that's another thing that's really interesting too. So this one is like over 500 pages, I want to say 532 pages, with the font like no joke, so small. So this is a story, this is an epic, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I have the first 2 to get me going. I think there's 5 or 6 in the series. So yeah, here's these 2. The next one is a step back, and just like the most epic step back ever. And this one is called Promise of Fire by Veronica Sattler. So let me show this step back. Yes! Oh my gosh. And actually, so this one is not Civil War. I apologize. This one is Revolutionary War, which is also a niche in historical romance that I love. So I am very excited that I own this book. This was part of that advent calendar. And it says, in a bold young America where smoldering tension would ignite the sparks of revolution, 2 strangers kindled a passion that would last a lifetime. Yes. So yeah, here's this one. And actually I own another in the haul. I forgot to grab this for this section, so I'll just grab it. This is another American Revolution War historical romance, and that is Nobody's Angel by Karen Robards. And this step back, guys, is so cool. I showed this before, but it starts off like this. So it says, with a farm to run and 3 sisters to care for, life in the Carolina colony was hard for the preacher's daughter. ... And then, yes. Then it says, until a defiant Englishman appeared to teach her the meaning of man's love and offer her a taste of heaven. Yeah, I don't know why, but this step back is just so cool. I think it's because it's the 2-pager situation happening. So it's basically the story of a preacher's daughter in the Carolina colony, and she falls in love with an English scoundrel. So there's this one. Okay, so then the next one is also an amazing find. This is called Tomorrow the Glory by Shannon Drake, aka Heather Graham, an author that I love. And I'm eager to read more from her next year, specifically in her Civil War set stuff. So, and then this step back she was actually, her family were the muses for this, which I think is so cool. So that's like their faces, her husband's face and her, and then her kids here. So anyways, love this one. And obviously Civil War set. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm so glad that Seraphina sent this to me. So there's this one. The one I really want to read from her next year is And One Wore Gray. The next in the, what is the series called? I forgot what the series is called, but it's like her classic Civil War series. That's the one that I really want to get to next year. So yeah, here's this one though. Okay. The next one is an author I literally just finished reading from. I just read Scarlet by her, Alexandra Ripley. And this one is the second in her Charleston series. So I actually own the first one already. It's just called Charleston. And this one is the second. It's called On Leaving Charleston. So obviously this is Southern set, historical. And Alexandra Ripley, I was so impressed by her writing in Scarlet. And so I have high expectations going into this series. I'm very excited about it. And yeah, I know that it's just like the story of a family living in Charleston, maybe post-Civil War, from what I understand. And yeah, on how that affects Charleston itself. She did focus on that in Scarlet, and it was fascinating. Yeah, all the repercussions that came from the southern states coming back to the Union. It's very interesting to me. So yeah, here's this one. And then the next one is one that Seraphina sent over, and that is Forever in His Arms by Penelope Neri. And here is the step back for this one. Yes, oh my gosh, such spring vibes, so pretty. But this one is, it says, whispers of war between North and South were riding the wind the summer Jenny Delaney fell in love with Tyler Mackenzie. But high in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, it was still possible to believe in fairy tale endings, even though Jenny knew in her heart that the blood feud between the Delaneys and the Mackenzies was as inescapable as the coming war. Yeah, I'm really eager to learn more about that, especially set in the Tennessee mountains, a setting I've never read from before. And this one is nice and thick as well. So yeah, another thick historical romance, Civil War, pre-Civil War sounds like. And I'm just very excited about it. So there's this one. Okay, so then the next one is one I got off my wish list. I just ended up pulling the trigger and purchasing because I'm that eager to read it. It's kind of the oddball in the group because I'm not sure who's going to be interested in reading this. I don't know. Let me know if you have though, because I know it's very popular. That is Blackmore by Julianne Donaldson. So this is the in the proper romance line, which I know means that it's clean. Maybe it's even Christian romance from what it sounds like. But I know that this is a favorite of a Instagram account called Avonlea Bookworm or Avonlea Book Nerd. She is one of my favorite Instagrammers. Me and her have very similar tastes, and she had this recommendations reel recommending some romances to try out that are slow burn. And this was one of them. So this is a historical romance. It says, Kate Worthington knows she can never marry the man she loves, so she plans to travel to India instead, if only to find peace for her restless spirit and to escape the family she abhors. But Kate's meddlesome mother has other plans. She makes a bargain with Kate. India, yes, but only after Kate has secured and rejected 3 marriage proposals. And I'm sure one of those marriage proposals will be one that she actually wants, from what I understand. So it's going to be kind of, that's the situation, I guess, in this book. Sounds really good. I'm excited about it, and I've heard nothing but good things about this. So let me know if you have read this. Okay. So then the next one I have is a hardback of a book I've already read and sung high praises for. And that is Paint the Wind by Kathy Cash Spellman. Oh my gosh, guys. This book is so good. It's a Western, It's a Western historical. It's the story of a girl named Fancy who falls in love with two men who are brothers, and one of them is very like a lustful love, and one of them is a very slow burn friendship to lovers situation. And it's a lot more than that. It's a real, it gives a real like Gone with the Wind type of scope, I guess, where it's so epic in nature. So I highly recommend if you really just want to like sink your teeth into an amazing story. It was so good. So I have the paperback of this book, but Serafina sent over the hardback, and I'm so grateful to her. It's so pretty and it's in such good condition. So yeah, thank you so much, Sarah, for this. Okay, so now let's move on. The next one is one I got from the library that I bought purely based on the cover. And actually, I have heard good things about this author as well. And that is Wild Bells to the Wild Sky by Laurie McBain. So I own another Laurie McBain. I can't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh. But it's a classic by her. This is another classic. Wow, the sun is finally coming out. This is another classic by her, and I guess it's set in like Edwardian England, and it's about this woman who falls in love with a sun-bronzed captain who came to take her home to England. And anyways, I'm not sure exactly the story, but it honestly sounds like an adventure to me, more than anything. And definitely with this cover, it gives off those vibes, like the parrot and the panther here. So anyways, yeah, I'm so excited that I finally own this book. I've actually been on the hunt for it for a long time because this cover is so pretty and so tropical. So yeah, so here's this one. Okay. The next section of this book haul are all my yeehaw books. Books set in like the frontier, westerns, that kind of thing. So this one is Courting Miss Hattie by Pamela Morrissey. So this story is one that I think sounds so sweet. It's basically the story of this man who's been pining after this woman like her whole life. It says, all his life, handsome black-haired Reed Taylor had worked Miss Hattie's farm and dreamed of one day settling down on his own piece of land with the pretty young woman he'd sworn to marry. Hattie was someone he could tell his hopes and troubles to, someone he looked on as a sister. So he thought, until the idea of Ansel Drayton calling on her made him seethe. Until the night a brotherly peck became a scorching kiss, and Reed knew nothing would bank the blaze, and that his best friend was the only woman he would ever love. Doesn't that sound so good? It's a friends to lovers, like childhood sweethearts kind of situation. I think that sounds so sweet. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this one. So there's this one. The next one I got in the advent calendar that I chuckled when I opened because it's so obvious why Sarah sent this my way. And that is My Darling Melissa by Linda Lael Miller. Yes, my name is in the title. I had to have it. It's so cute. I love that she sent this to me. And I know this is like the third or fourth in a series, but it's actually really highly rated. And so I'm excited about it. It says the back says, their passion was as free and splendid as the towering wilderness of the great Northwest. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'm just so glad that she sent this to me. Now, if there's ever a prompt that a readathon has where they say to read a title with your name in it, this will be the one I choose. Okay, so the next one is The Wayward Heart by Jill Gregory. So this story is set in Arizona. So that's really fun. As you guys know, I live here. And so this is the story of a Texan rake hell that comes to Arizona and I guess ignites a passion in this rancher lady. That sounds so weird, but that's what I understand from the back. Oh, and it says only later does Bryony learn that Texas Jim Logan is the man who killed her father. But by then it is too late. Their passion is a fire that threatens to consume them both. Two proud-willed souls locked in a love as fierce as battle, sharing a destiny as magnificent as the land they both claim as their own. Yeah, I love it. And I love the sunset in the background of this. This is very Arizona. So yeah, there's this one. The next two are part of a series that are at the tippy top of my list right now. And that is the Calder series. So I have This Calder Sky by Janet Daly, and then I have This Calder Range by Janet Daly. I'm pretty sure that This Calder Sky is technically the first in the series. It was the first in publication order. So please let me know down below if you know any different. But this, I think, is the one I should start with. And it's basically the story of this Calder Empire in the Montana frontier. And each of the men in the family who have a love story. And anyways, so it's kind of reminiscent of a family saga, if I'm not mistaken, where it's kind of like this family dynasty that's built up and then, changes over time. So yeah, I showed this one off before in a video, and I know someone was telling me that they loved this series and it was so good. So I'm very eager and excited about these two. The next one is one that I'm so glad that Sarah sent my way, and that is another Laverle Spencer. This one I own in a different edition, but I've been so dying for this edition specifically, and I know she sent it over to me because I told her that. And that is Separate Beds by Laverle Spencer. So this cover is just everything. And it says, the wedding of Clay Forrester and Catherine Anderson was the social event of the season. It seemed like a page out of a fairy tale, but everything about it, from the formal vows to the magnificent reception, was a lie. Catherine had reluctantly agreed to Clay's marriage of convenience, and the only thing that could threaten their arrangement was the unexpected arrival of love. Yes, so yeah, obviously marriage of convenience trope here. And one that I'm really excited about, and so glad that I own a classic edition of a Laverle Spencer. So there's this one. Last one in this haul, guys. This one is a little bit shorter than my other one, but I still just love this genre so much. It gives me such joy. And that one is Simple Jess by Pamela Morrissey. So this one is a really unique premise. It's the story of a woman. It says, the last thing widow Althea Winslow wanted to do was remarry. Unfortunately, her meddlesome mountain neighbors had other plans. So one autumn night, they banded together and gave Althea a shocking ultimatum. She was to find herself a husband by Christmas, or the town would do it for her. Althea knew she had her choice of any single man in Marringstone, Arkansas, yet the only one she felt truly comfortable with was Simple Jess. Sweet and gentle, Jess wasn't as smart as your average man, but his tender manners stirred Althea's heart in ways she had never dreamed possible. So yes, a super unique setting or plot where a woman is falling in love with a simple man, I guess, where maybe he has some sort of mental impairment of some kind. And I'm just very intrigued by that. It's very highly rated on Goodreads as well. So I'm eager to know what this story is and how this goes. So yeah, here's this one. And that is the end of my huge Christmas book haul, guys. My voice is gone, if you can't tell. I've been filming for an hour now, an hour and a half, all these books. And now I have to figure out where to put them on my shelves. That's the biggest thing. Oh my gosh. It'll be fun though. It'll be a project. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments below if there are any books here that you're excited about, or that you have read that you recommend to me to start with. And with all that being said, please like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye!